we got our site set up in advance of our deadline, and we had more done. In other words, we got completely through what we needed to do in getting the site set up, which we weren't in the beginning comfortable we'd be able to do. The Lonestar Soccer Club San Antonio is a youth soccer club. We focus on kids ranging in age from 4 to 18. We are primarily a competitive soccer club. Our kids play all over the state of Texas, all over the United States, and in some instances in different parts of the world. We received notice from our former hosting group, which gave us little time to react to, that they were no longer going to be in the business of hosting websites. So we had a short amount of time to set up our website. We had a hard deadline that we had to meet, and we had quite a bit of content that we needed to transfer over to a new site. We panicked when we heard the news. We were under a lot of pressure and had a lot of things to do to set up a new site. The previous site was a little bit hard to use. We had complaints from some of the parents of the kids in our club that it was a little bit hard to navigate, sometimes hard to find information, and they couldn't easily stroll through the site. The other thing we had difficulty in is capturing information, both information from parents of interested parents who might want to know more about the program, and then just site data information, how many users, how many visitors we had to our site, and where they were coming from, and what pages they were looking at. We ended up having 45 days or thereabouts to set up our site. And that, again, was a hard date because the other hosting agency, the former hosting agency, was going completely out of business. So there was no negotiation, no extensions that were available. It had to be, in our case, a June 15th date that we set our new site up. It was excellent. They made us feel at ease right from day one. They explained the process that they go through in setting up a site very well. They got information they needed from us, and then they went and did it. It was pretty seamless. They met deadlines. In fact, we were ahead of schedule every step of the way. We got our site up well in advance of our hard deadline, and they made it easy for us. We heard great things about them. Both Lewis and Bryan came highly recommended. We saw some of their work. They showed us some sites that they had set up and heard about the great experience others had had. Before, as we were going through the process, we had no idea whether or not we could meet the deadline and where we could meet the deadline with a quality site. As we were moving through it and seeing the demos, those fears went away rather quickly. So we really didn't have any fears at all coming down to the wire. And again, we got our site set up in advance of our deadline, and we had more done. In other words, we got completely through what we needed to do in getting the site set up, which we weren't in the beginning comfortable we'd be able to do. Lewis and Bryan are very easy to get to communication-wise. They return phone calls, emails very quickly. When we needed to meet, they were very available. That part of the relationship has gone very, very well. LNB is much more flexible, and our site is now much more flexible than what we've had before. So we're able to change things ourselves easily, make updates to our site easily. It's a very easy process that we go through. Whereas with our former hosting agency, our site was what I would call a little more static and much more difficult to deal with. The huge benefit right now is just the ability to interact with people who are interested in our club. So from a marketing standpoint, we're able to easily capture information. It's not hard for someone interested in our club to see how they can get more information. We capture the information, we're able to get back to them quickly and interact with the people that are our basic marketing potential out there. Absolutely. I can't say enough good things about LNB, and would suggest, regardless of your company or what your organization, what type of entity you have and needs you have, that you look them up and sit down with them, visit with them. I think they'll explain how easy it really can be. And a lot of the fears that we all have, those of us that are a little bit website challenged, those fears go away. They'll handle everything for you, make it easy.